Who would have thought that writing this book is going to cause me to go into rants of total destruction?
I kind of thought it.
Yeah.
Rafi's Rants!
Hola, you amazing artist! If you look at the table back here, you will see that the table is completely full. And if I turn the camera over here, you'll see my writing stuff. And because I'm writing a book for artists that is based on reality, I do a lot of fact checking. So I research things on the internet, and I also have a bunch of other artist books that I've collected over the years. And so I'm going through and I'm looking at different things and I'm reading stuff. And one of the things that I noticed is when they were talking about galleries, that a lot of the lingo in these books is like, if you are fortunate enough to get a letter from a gallery, or if you are fortunate enough to get into a gallery, almost like if you were fortunate enough to get into a gallery, that then you are a real artist.
And also the clouds part and tiny cherubs sing your praises.
Yeah, it's like the heavens open up and now, oh, you're a real artist. And I have a really big problem with that, and possibly because of what I'm writing at this moment. There's a part in the book that I'm writing where I'm talking about the way that the art world is perceived from the outside in. So like if you've never attempted to do this as a like full-time career or actually just jump in with both feet, there is this entire perception that we have of what it means to become an artist and what it means to actually be an artist and what it means to traverse the art world that is complete and utter bullcrap. Like it is bullcrap. I just got a comment from one of you guys today where they were approached and they were told that if they weren't part of an art association, then that they were not a legit artist. And this kind of stuff just really, really gets under my skin. They asked us if we were part of one. No, we're not. And we are legit artists. And my answer to you is that anybody that tells you that you need to be part of this group in order to be a legit artist is not legit. The way that I view the entire system, the way that it's set up right now, it's kind of like this. It's almost like online dating. And let's say that there were only 5 online dating sites and you needed to take artwork. I know, bear with me. You needed to take artwork to these online dating sites in order to get accepted. And so there is only a handful of people that get into this online dating site, and everybody looks at them and says, oh, congratulations, you're so lucky, you're so fortunate to get in there. Those people that did not get into the online dating site could still date. They could still go out and meet people. They could still, as artists, if you don't get into a gallery, you could still have a following. You could still have customers and collectors and clients and things like that. You do not need to be in a gallery. I feel like society is more about you need to be part of a thing in order to be legit.
I guess I'm not okay with the idea of anyone being like, you're an artist,
Yeah.
Can anyone in the room vouch for this wretched creature and their creations?
You have artists that get looked down upon because they're not part of a gallery system, or they're not part of some art association, or they're not part of this or not part of that. You get musicians that get looked down upon because they're not signed to a record label yet. You have writers that aren't published by a major publishing house, so they get looked down upon. And it's almost like this societal thing of you have to be part of this thing or you have to be part of that thing, and that's what makes you legit. You know what makes you legit? Writing a short story and possibly publishing it yourself. You know what makes you legit? Writing an amazing song and posting it on SoundCloud. You know what makes you legit? Creating an amazing work of art and sharing it out there. That's what makes you legit. Facing rejection is one of the components that makes you an artist, because in order to face rejection, you have to create stuff and put it out there. Just because you get in doesn't mean that now you're an artist. That's not the criteria. The fact that you went and put your stuff in and actually submitted your stuff is what makes you an artist.
And brave.
Exactly. That's what makes you an artist. Being brave enough to create something that is yours, that is uniquely yours, and putting it out there for the world to completely criticize and reject and love and think is amazing and think that it's terrible.
I'd also like to say at this point in my career, I've put myself out there a number of times and I've been rejected plenty, and I've been accepted plenty. And the whole time, I considered myself a legitimate artist.
Exactly. Do not allow anyone to tell you that you're not legit. Listen, I think some art associations are amazing. I think some galleries are amazing. And I also think that going to school for art is amazing. It's all cool stuff. But if somebody is telling you that you're not legit because you are not part of an association, or you are not legit because you are not part of a gallery, then you could tell that person to
go fly a kite.
Go fly a kite.
So apparently the camera crapped out, and which means that we kept talking
For who knows how long.
for who knows how long.
Oh my goodness.
And as I was editing, I was like, what happened to the rest of the footage? We are picking up where we left off there.
We left off with go fly a kite.
Yeah, go fly a kite is basically what you tell anybody that is trying to tell you that you are not an artist. I have such a hard... I got fired up just watching the footage that I edited. There is so much insecurity and so much ego when it comes to the art world or any kind of creative field. You've got a bunch of people toting around, making themselves feel better and needing to put somebody else down and say like, well, that's not real art, or you're not a real artist. You're not a legit artist. The only time that anybody would ever say that to you is because they don't feel like a real artist. They feel like a charlatan. They feel like a fraud. They're going through their imposter syndrome, and it makes them feel better to put you down and tell you that you're not an artist in order to make themselves feel like they're an artist. I freaking hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's utter rubbish. Any kind of non-constructive judgment that's designed to hurt your feelings or make you feel less than is rubbish.
Don't ever allow anybody to tell you what you are or who you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to behave like if you're an artist. There was somebody who commented not too long ago who said, well, like real artists go and they go to these big events at like Art Basel and they smooze with the people that own the big galleries and they try to get out in front of real people and stuff. That's the only way that you're going to become a real artist. And I'm like, what kind of world is it that we live in that in order to become a real artist, you have to go and kiss the right person's butt in order to be able to call yourself an artist? That doesn't make any sense to me when it comes to being an artist. And any artist like that I look at in the past that I admire, these are people that went against the status quo. They were the people that did not, these were people that had big commissions from certain companies and would just walk away from the commission because they were like, you know what, I don't care. The money's not good enough.
To compromise.
To compromise my integrity, who I am and what I do.
Yeah, and I see a pattern throughout history with those artists, which is that they're talked smack about, they're scorned, and they're rejected. And then later on, everyone's like, visionary!
Yeah, they were visionaries! At the end of the day, you guys, I think what it just comes down to is don't allow anyone to put you or your artwork down and tell you that you are not an artist, that you are not someone that is a creative, that you are not whatever it is. Don't let anybody tell you that in order to become this, you need to be this. As if artists could fit neatly into a little box and you could just place them in there. This is what it means to be an artist. That is not what it means to be an artist. To be an artist means that you are an individual who knows how to express yourself creatively. That is it. You express yourself creatively, you put your stuff out there, you face the rejection, you face whatever adversity it is that you have to face in order to get your artwork out there, in order to be able to create the things that you are meant to create, the things that only you can create, and put yourself out there. That is it. There is nothing else that is required in order for you to become. You don't need to become a part of an association. You don't need to be in a gallery. You don't need to schmooze with rich people in the art world. You don't need to get into a mega gallery. You don't need to be in some publication. You don't need to win any awards. You don't need to do any of that stuff. The only reason that I won awards and was interviewed on TV and have come out in newspapers and magazines and all that stuff is because I was already considering myself an artist, and because of that, I was putting myself out there as an artist. It makes me so mad.
I
It
know.
makes me so mad.
I know it makes you mad, and it should, because telling anyone that they need to fit into a certain criteria to be legitimate is just unacceptable.
And they're like artist bullies. That's basically what they are. They're big freaking insecure artist bullies that are like, oh, look at you, you're not a real artist. You know why you're not a real artist? You're not a real artist because you're not part of this association, so you're not legit. And I'm like, I will...
Yeah, and some of it masquerades as well-meaning, like, it's nice what you're doing, but you should probably consider blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, don't let anybody, don't just nip that in the butt. As soon as somebody's like, well, a real artist or a legit artist is blah, 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 you could easily say, well, anybody that tells somebody else to do that, that's absolute crap, and I don't consider that being legit whatsoever.
I would be like, shaming people is so last year. I'm too busy to be career shamed or art shamed or shamed in any way.
No paint shaming.
No career shaming.
Yeah.
No association shaming.
Yeah, no associate, no gallery shaming, none of that shaming. You know, anybody that tries to shame you, be like, are you totally gallery shaming me right now? And that's it, you guys. Sorry about the mix up with the video, the fact that we went through time and space and all of a sudden we're here. Yeah.
I wonder what we said.
Probably not as good as what we just said now.
Probably not.
Yeah. I think
I think it worked out beautifully.
Yes, it did. Do me a favor. Give me some stories about any time where somebody tried to art shame you, gallery shame you, paint shame you, any kind of shame you, and what your response was. Whether or not you were like, oh, I'm not an artist, or if you were like, excuse me. Let me know. Tell us. Put them in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. I totally adore you. And if you like this and you want to watch more like this, just click right over here to subscribe. And that's it. Say goodbye, Klee.
Good day.
Adios.